Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a smoking performance, live, I guess, of Dvořák Symphony No. 7 with Bernard Haitink and the Bavarian Radio Symphony Orchestra. Now, when was this recorded? It was recorded in 2004, or so it seems. I mean, if I could see this tiny, tiny print. Yes, 2024. No, that's when it was released. So the actual performance, I should have done my homework before we did this, but they don't tell you in big, beautiful, shapely printed letters. But here we go. Symphony No. 7, live recording. There we go. 1981. Oh, yes, 1981. Okay, I can accept that. 26, 27, and something. I can't even tell. Yeah, 1981. Let's just assume that's what it was, and take it from there, shall we? It's marvelous. I mean, Haitink was in his prime, 1981 for sure. He recorded Dvořák 7th previously with the Concertgebouw in his early Concertgebouw days. It wasn't a performance that anyone ever much cared about or discussed. It was okay. It was good. Lovely orchestra. It was not particularly galvanizing. And, Haitink was not a Dvořák guy. He really wasn't. He didn't do a lot of it. It wasn't one of those composers he championed, not like Bruckner and Mahler and those people, or Tchaikovsky even, and Beethoven and Brahms and all the standard guys. He was very selective. And so this is his second recording of the 7th. We don't have much else. And, oh, wow. He just goes to town on it. But you could also understand why he didn't do as much Dvořák as others. It's a very Teutonic type of Dvořák. Well, you get that way, frankly, from weaponizing the trombones, because that's what they do here. This is a big, dark, implacable, brooding, intense, really powerful performance. With the restatement, the counterstatement of the opening theme, da 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 da, you can tell that they're going to need a little help because it's for the woodwinds only, so he reinforces it with the horns, for example. He doesn't do anything at the very end, though, for the chorale. He leaves the orchestration as Dvořák left it, which is fine. For that, that chromatic wail, it's just in the strings. Anyway, here's the point. It really, really makes an impression. The first movement seems like it's going to be too slow, but it doesn't stay that way because, first of all, the climaxes have such crushing power, and second of all, because when things heat up, Haitink heats up, and that's what you need. You need to heat up when the music heats up. So, I mean, the first climax in the coda, that big, powerful thing with the horns whooping, he doesn't really accelerate particularly, but oh boy, it's a serious business, this first movement. And the best thing about the performance generally is after this very, very dark and grave first movement, the rest of the performance is not overly slow. Not a bit. The adagio is gorgeous. It's a poco adagio anyway. It's poco. It's really, really beautiful, nicely flowing. Again, the power of the horns and trombones means you don't hear the trumpets as much as you usually do. At that last climax where the trumpets are going ya da da da, the trumpets go ba da dum bum 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 up there on top, and you don't really hear that. There's a couple balance issues. I mean, it's live, in a big, roomy acoustic. The Scherzo is terrific, absolutely terrific, rhythmic and sharp and snappy, and best of all, the finale really moves. I mean, Haitink doesn't hold back anything. It doesn't sound like, it can sound like it's taking a while to get going. It doesn't. It's going. It's going from the beginning. And the coda is just wave on wave of crushing orchestral power. Really a thrilling Dvořák 7th. So go for this. by all means, I mean, it definitely should have been released because it gives us a whole new picture of Haitink's view of the work and his discography generally, instead of being, the 57th recording of the same old thing, which is what most of these are. And then we've got Scherzo capriccioso. Again, it's not too slow. He gets through it just a tad over 12 minutes. That's the right speed. It doesn't really have the snap and the bounce and ebullience that the piece requires, because Haitink was never a capriccioso kind of guy. I mean, who are we kidding? They play it well. It moves along nicely. It's a nice encore to the symphony. But the reason to get this is for the symphony. There's no question about that. The symphony will knock your socks off. So go for it, and you'll be impressed. I really think you will. It was a real surprise for me. I'm happy that this got released. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.